The 6th of December, 2016. A long time ago. Britain had just voted to leave the European Union. Donald Trump had just been elected United States President. And I released what would be the last This War of Mine video on my channel for the best part of 5 years. Actually, as of recording this, 5 years and 6 days. So hello again to everyone who watched in the past, and hopefully hello to a few new people. My name is Andrew, or Andy, and I used to make a lot of This War of Mine videos. The first ever series I did on my channel was The Long Haul, where I set it to the longest possible thing that it could be. And I also then went on to do a Killing Everyone video. I did a Little Ones when it first came out. That was a long time ago now. Doesn't feel that long ago, but it was. But regardless, I thought it was about time. I returned to YouTube. I returned to This War of Mine, and I saw what was going to happen. So, without further ado, let's get started. First things first, I have no idea what this screen is. Back when I used to play, it was a simple, straight into the starting menu, press new, continue, or options, I believe. So let's go for this, as I don't actually have any stories unlocked. This looks more familiar. Continue from whatever I did last time. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing another try. Looking at this, it looks as if I've done quite a few of these in the past. This one looks like it's new, and the name Livia does not ring a bell. If I'm totally honest, one of my biggest videos is tutorials on this, and it looks as if I'm going to have to be making a few new ones. So let's see. What is the anniversary edition? Sure you're playing, including new locations, new characters, and new ending. Okay. Let's see if I can do... I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do the final cut. I'm going to purposefully come and try this final cut version. So, let us see how much of This War of Mine I actually remember. So, it's been a long time since, yes, I recorded this, but it's also been quite a while since I actually played. I remember probably the basics, considering I played so much of it. But I'm not going to promise that my skills are anywhere near what they were back when I used to play it all the time. Apologies for a few lag spikes here and there. I do have a new PC, which should be able to run all this stuff properly, but it does look as if it's a little not optimized or whatever. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, this won't be too much of a hassle. Either way, let us go into this. I can see my 3 people, and we'll take everyone by surprise. At first, people were shocked, struggling to adjust to their new deadly reality. Now they are just trying to survive to the next day, looking for food and supplies and avoiding danger. Livia got pregnant just before the war, when her husband, Petra, went to get food and didn't return. She started desperately searching for him. She then met Marco, former firefighter, and Zlata, school student. They decided to band together to survive. Okay, so we have got someone who is pregnant. That's new. But however, I do remember Marco and Zlata. In fact, my final video, I think, was just Zlata. So let's see. Okay, is it not WSD? Okay, it's just scrolling. Okay, cool. Marco, you're a skilled scavenger, then let's get you to scavenge. I think that's pretty much what I need to do first, right? Is scavenging. This one will come up first. We'll just grab all right at this point. Yep. Okay, you start there. Start going through that. And so you are pregnant. What does this mean? Okay, you're abstinent, but you're also pregnant. Okay, let's start moving all this sort of stuff. Okay. So, it seems as if... I don't know what the difficulty of this is set on. It's one of the predetermined scenarios. Grab all that. Some food, which is good. So if anyone hasn't played This War of Mine before, it's basically a game made by the charity War Child, many years ago now. It's a really good game. I very much enjoy it. where you take together this band of survivors, these three, in this case three, people who have survived up to this point in a war, and you then try to get them to survive, and it is actually an incredibly difficult setup to do, because food is incredibly scarce, as is medicine, and you can eventually find yourself falling more and more into the problems of having starvation, having illness, having the wide variety of things. There's also random events that happen. I've experienced most of those before. Stuff like someone coming to the front door to say, want supplies, and you're willing to trade. There's also people who come and try to ask for your help. Like, you can then send off a person to try and help them, and then you get rewards, or sometimes you don't. Sometimes people don't come back. But this is the main place where this comes into. Oh yes, the tree house. I forgot. I do like this house layout, actually. The nice thing set up here with the treehouse around the back. Eventually I'll be starting to build things and stuff like that, so yeah, it'll be good. But what was I saying? The real element of this game comes in when you start to go past the first day. You then get into the nighttime gameplay, where you send out one of your people, and you see what is out there. You try and scavenge for food, you try and grab what you can, and it's possible that you can run into enemies who will try and end you. It's not the most pleasant thing, but it happens. The most important things that you're going to want to start with when you start, if I remember correctly, and I'm sure I'm going to get loads of comments telling me that things have changed and actually I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, but for now, I think, if I remember correctly, we need beds, because beds mean that your people can sleep, and the first thing that can always go wrong in this world is people slowly but surely get tired. And when they are tired, they can't do as well, and they can't guard as well. And then we reach to this point where you have people who are sad, depressed, and then eventually they just get killed, which is not a nice thing at all. Okay, thankfully Marco has got through here. As you can see, though, down here we've got different people with different skills and abilities. I'm sorry, I just hit the mic. We have people with different skills and abilities. Marco's a skilled scavenger, and I believe what that means is when he goes out and searches for things, you're more likely to get bigger returns on what you find, which is always a very nice thing. You also find that when he's out doing that, I believe it means that he can go slightly quicker through things, but that could be, I could be wrong with that. That's a really good idea, just going through exactly what each of these bios mean. I'll do that at some point as a video, just because it's one of those things that they give you a little bit of information, but they don't really explain what's going on. I should probably try and get through that. As you can see also, I've been going to this workbench a few times. This is where you go to make all of the furniture. We've got beds, we've got a cooker which I've just placed, which is important. That's how you can get better food. Because obviously you can just eat this raw meat, but it's not, A, not the most pleasant, and B, not particularly great for hunger. You end up with different stages of hunger, which I will show off when we get through to day 2 probably. And you'll see that in those times, you are in a position of a small morsel of meat, which you have here, ends up being not very filling, so you end up going from just hungry to pretty hungry, or slightly hungry, which isn't great. I can come out here, right? And yeah, there's more wood out here back, probably. Let's see what else we can do. Ooh, more wood and stuff, that's great. So yeah, you'll find that there is a variety of conditions that we will try our hardest to fight back. This is the next thing that is actually incredibly important for me, is this metal workshop. I remember now that if I'd gone back and watched my own videos, I would have seen that this is one of the more important things to get on day 1, mainly because this allows you to make tools and weapons, which means that when you go out, you're less likely to get attacked and hurt a lot, which is, unfortunately, one of the big problems with this game, is that while you're out scavenging during the night, that poses a threat to your person. There's also the possibility that you don't have that. There's the possibility that whilst you're out, someone will come and attack your base. It does happen every so often. It's worth keeping an eye on. But when they do that, you can actually end up with losing quite a few things here and there. Here we go. I can make some lockpicks. Is that new to be that early? Or... okay, I didn't thought that you couldn't get that so early. I should have focused on that. I need to get some scrap while I'm out tonight. Anyway, I'm very confused about this pregnant condition, because I've seen many, very many conditions in this game, but pregnant is not one of them. I believe it must be quite new. There's no time to lounge. Once you have pretty much done everything you want to do in the day, which I believe I have done as of now, you can then go and click on End Day. You also have this Our Things option, which you'll see has got everything that we collected, and has an idea of what's going on in the base, as it were. Fortunately, our shelter is a place where you can get some respite. Only one chair, one bed. Hard to get good no sleep. We don't have a radio. Zlata is great because that's her ability. She can bolster spirits, which is actually an incredibly good skill, because eventually if sadness takes hold, it just kind of breeds itself, and then you end up in a position of not very much going on because everyone is too sad to do anything. The other things it mentions is they miss books. We can get books while we're out and about, and those often boost up morale. And there are some breaches, which we will need to look into fixing once we get enough wood. But anyway, I'm going to end the day here, which jumps us straight to the night. As you can see here, we have Livia, who is a good cook, but she is going to sleep in the bed, of course. So that's perfectly fine. We've also got Marco, who's the skilled scavenger, who will be going scavenging for us, and then Zlata, who bolsters spirits. However, I am not going to let her sleep tonight. The plan will be that she can sleep tomorrow, and then Marco can sleep, so that we can kind of take it in turns, and we have somebody guarding at all times. Sending Marco out to scavenge, this is the prep thing, and often you will want to be sometimes taking some stuff, especially when you have weapons. You can then take a weapon with you, or lockpicks, or some kind of crowbar to get through things. As for today, we don't have much of that. We will make some of that in the coming days, but let us scavenge. I feel like I've probably made 100 mistakes, and I'm probably not explaining things very well. If you are confused as to what this war of mine is, please go back and look at some of my earlier videos where I'm a lot better at explaining things. It's been a long time since I've YouTubed as well, so my rambling may not be as coherent as it used to be, or even, that's giving me too much credit in the olden times probably. I probably wasn't that coherent back then either. But yeah, it's been a nice kind of feeling to get back into it. Unfortunately, the reason why I stopped all that time ago was I went to university, which was really nice and really good and had a really great time and everything. But it did mean that I just didn't have as much time as I really could have, I had beforehand. And that meant that I was in a position where I had to stop doing something, and unfortunately, with the fact that I was focusing on my course and new friends and all that sort of stuff, YouTube kind of fell by the wayside. I'm now back and working. Actually, I work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, normal working hours. But that does leave me time on the weekend to do a bit of this now, which is nice, and I'm very glad I can get back into it. Got a new gaming PC, which I'm very, very pleased with. It's definitely a lot smoother than the laptop I used to run the channel off of. However, I don't have any recording software or much stuff like that, so we will see what it looks like when it comes to the lovely viewers out there, and see what it actually looks like and what you guys think. Obviously, do give me any feedback at any point. I'm not precious about my videos. I don't think they're God's gift or anything. All I know is that they are what I like doing, and well, that's all that really matters. So yeah, you'll see that it's taking a while, and we have a clock in the top corner, as we did for the day. The thing to worry about more is if this is to run through completely in the night time, we end up in a position where our person doesn't get back straight away. And there is a chance that if they get stranded out in the middle of the day, that they will actually not come back at all. So that's why you always have to keep an eye on that, because otherwise you're in a bit of a tight position of being a bit awkward. We've managed to grab quite a few good things so far. We've got some coffee, we've got some, is this tobacco? Yep, and some cigarettes. People do have vices. I don't think we have anyone who has got any vices so far. Got some fertilizer, which can be used later on. Lots of components, which are godsends. Parts, which are actually very good as our weapon parts, electrical parts as well. We've got a book, which will improve morale. And we've got one piece of wood so far. I did, however, notice... I've always liked this art style, just quickly before I say. Like the diagonal. It's very pretty and it's very... It works for the game it is. But sorry, if I go down here, I've noticed that there is a fridge here, which I can look in and hopefully find some food, because it could be in a particular position. Perfect. Notice that things only stack in certain amounts, which can make things trickier. Like, I'm going to drop some of this stuff, I think, and grab the water, which is actually one of the most valuable commodities in the world. Eventually, I'll set up a water collector for myself. I believe also, there's something up here that I'm going to have a look at, that... Sorry, what was I saying? I've forgotten what I was saying. Anyway, I saw this magnifying glass up here, which is something that you can interact with, and it will give you a bit more information about something. For example, here, there is a note under the table, not actually hidden, but it could be easily missed. From the handwriting, you can tell it was written by a woman in a hurry. Milos, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I could not wait any longer. I hid some jewellery inside the books. Look for them in the basement, inside carton boxes behind the barred door. Use it. Stay alive, please. God bless you. I'm sorry. So it looks as if I were to get back here somehow, you can get saw blades, which are able to get through bars. I will be able to find some extra bits and pieces, which would be nice, and jewellery, which can trade for a lot. Okay, this is the motherlode. These are the two things that you will find later on in this run I will be very much struggling with. I will be seeing a lot of issues with people being hurt, and them getting more and more hurt because I don't have the bandages and the medicine to look after them properly. I'm going to drop the fertilizer for now, and I may drop the coffee as well. But that's because I need to prioritize what I'm taking at the moment in the first run. Hopefully I manage to grab some more wood, because I'm a bit low on wood, which is not the best, because that's used in pretty much everything. Oh no, nothing there useful. There was a pile of rubble down here, which is normally the best place for wood. But yeah, it's been a long time. I still know bits and pieces, as I've tried to give the impression I'm not completely, not completely lost. But I'm sure I'm not even following my own advice from some of my previous videos. If you do go and have a look at the other ones and let me know what's out of date, I may put together another one at some point once I've got used to editing again, just because that is something that I've not done in a while. So I'm going to quickly run to the exit. That button will make your person sprint as quickly as they can to the nearest exit of the map, which means they can get back in time for daylight. You'll see that it then loads and we jump into day 2, and that is pretty much the game. You build to survive, and then you go and scavenge, come back and see what happens. Let's see what he says. You can normally tell, tonight I got a really good haul, look what I got. That shows that things went well. Often you end up in a position where if they say something awful, then you could have people having come and raided and stuff. But see here, we now have got all of this. Marco is now hired and hungry, is what I was going to say. Hungry and tired, which is great, because those are what we expected them to be. We've got Livia, who's a good cook, who is hungry, but not tired because she slept through the night. And Zlata, who is hungry and tired because she didn't sleep, she guarded, remember. So I'm going to send Zlata down to sleep off first. And I'm going to, as Livia is a good cook, my logic there is maybe, just maybe, she'll be able to make good things. And maybe use less resources, I'm thinking, maybe. I can't be certain, but this is my hope, at least. But I think I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm just going to do the first day, get myself back into the swing of things, kind of explain what's going on. You guys, if you've watched on my channel for a while, you've probably seen all what you need to see. But if you're happy to see this war of mine back, sorry this is probably not the most polished video, but yeah, it was really nice to play, really nice to make videos again, and if you are interested in seeing more, please subscribe down below. Thanks, see you guys, bye.